Hey guys, it's Car Guy 11. It's hard to believe, but my 2022 Mustang Mach-E behind me is a year old. And you know, last year I wasn't so sure going EV was the right choice. So let's go for a short drive. I'll talk to you about my experience over the past year. All right guys, so I'm at just under 9,000 miles on this daily vehicle for me, which is pretty good for 1 year, I think. Actually, it's more miles than I put on my last daily driver last year. So just coming around these bends here, nice. Is it a true Mustang? No, but it's fun nonetheless. Basically today I want to go over my year ownership experience, and last year I discussed why I chose an EV over a gas vehicle at that time. So I won't get into all those reasons. Let's start off with one of my reasons. We're gonna stop completely at a stop here. Floor it. Oh. Yes, the acceleration and performance. You're not going to get that from a gas vehicle at this price point. And if you guys remember, I paid right around $50,000 for this vehicle after the federal tax credit savings last year, at the end of last year. So I did get my $7,500 back on my income tax for 2023, which was really cool. I think those numbers have changed since 2022, so you definitely have to check and see what you qualify for and what's available at this point. But the performance is there with an EV, and I really like it. No lag, no unrefined 4-cylinder turbo that you usually get in some vehicle like this at this price point. And let me remind you what spec I bought. So this is a Mach-E Premium with all-wheel drive and the extended range battery. So this is the most powerful version other than the GT models. So we're getting 346 horsepower, 428 pound-feet of torque, which is plenty for a daily. Yes, this does weigh a lot, around 4,800 pounds, but it's very quick. Again, off the line, it's instant power, so there's no lag or wanting for more here. Now, I also have done a lot of things to this vehicle to make it my own. I added the rear spoiler. I put a tow bar on for my bike rack, which neither of which are available from the factory. I did a lot of other things, tint, sunshade for this big glass roof, cargo mats, and you could check out all the videos in my playlist if you want to see what I've done to this vehicle. But you guys probably knew all of that. So has this vehicle been reliable over the year? Yes, it has been very reliable. In fact, the only things that have been a little unreliable is the electronics. These vehicles are heavy on electronics, computer controlled everything, over-the-air updates, and over-the updates have been great actually, but it also has caused some problems. Early on in my ownership experience, I did have some problems getting the over-the-air updates to install or just to receive them from Ford. See, these vehicles actually need to be driven a lot. I mean, every time you drive the vehicle, it checks for updates. And if you're not driving this vehicle, you know, at least a couple times a week, you may be in a situation where you miss an update or you get behind and then the computers can't update. So early on, like I said, I bought this vehicle from stock. It hadn't gotten updates. I did have to return to the dealer to manually update this car. In fact, my BlueCruise wasn't even working because the maps were outdated. So early on, I did have to get sorted out. But once I have been sorted out, I have been trouble-free as far as updates are concerned. There have been some recalls and different things that have all been taken care of over the air. Again, you really need to drive this car, not just a short trip, for it to check for an update, download, and install. And some of the installs also require the vehicle to be off, which it will let you know on screen and you have to have your vehicle off for, say, 20 minutes or so. So just be aware of that. This isn't a vehicle for everyone. This isn't a vehicle for someone that's not tech savvy, and probably not for people that don't want to be bothered. Put it that way. They just want to get in and go. I'm more into that thing, so I'm always constantly checking on screen. There's a software update screen that you can check and see if you're getting updates, stuff like that. Also, I'm active on the Mach-E forum, which people report getting the updates, so you know generally when an update is being pushed from Ford. So like I said, it's more of a tech vehicle. If you're not into that, probably not the best choice for you. I do use my phone as a key, and every now and then I won't get it to open immediately. I have to touch the number combination on the outside just to wake it up, and then it will open. I never was locked out, put it that way. These things have improved again over the life of the vehicle. The sync screen here has been updated and has gotten some better functionality, and I'm just really excited for the future of this vehicle. Also, I am in the process of getting an update to the BlueCruise hands-free self-driving system, which again is a tech feature that not everyone's gonna like, but I do, and that's one of the biggest reasons I bought this vehicle. So I'm on version 1.0 currently, and there's a series of updates to all these different modules that is needed before we get this 1.4 update. So I'm definitely going to be making a video once I get all the updates to complete it and I can test it out. But looking forward for a lot better performance, lane changes, and other things that 1.4 is going to provide. So super excited about that. And it keeps the vehicle fresh and exciting to keep getting back into. So I do like that. Other than that, the range, I haven't had issues because, again, I use this for daily. It's mostly around town driving, and I've really only taken it on one long trip. I made a video of it, and I DC fast charged, no problem. But honestly, that was the only time I had to DC fast charge, and I normally charge at home. I do have some other opportunities to charge at work, or some other free public charging even. And now in 2024, we're gonna start being able to charge even at the Tesla chargers with an adapter if you own, the current generation Mach-E. So charging hasn't been an issue for me, and range hasn't been either. I get around 250 miles per charge. I don't even charge every day because I'm not doing that many miles per day. So it hasn't been a problem. They have changed the range prediction on this vehicle. Again, all these over-the-air updates improve the vehicle, which I really like. And you're not having to go to a dealer to get these updates. They're free and they're automatic for the most part. Now, I almost forgot, but in my state, Pennsylvania, it still requires an annual safety inspection. Now, there's no emissions required. Of course, there's no oil change, which I normally time with an annual inspection. So it's kind of funny. But other than that, no maintenance. Brakes and tires are good, at this mileage. And of course, the brakes wouldn't wear because you're using regen a lot. I never use one pedal driving, I should say that. And I always drive in the engage mode, which is the middle setting as well. And it has a little bit of regen on liftoff, but it generally, when you apply the brakes lightly, it's all regen. And I added the power meter to my gauge cluster here to see when I'm regen versus using the friction brakes. One more acceleration here. It's great, it's great. The power meter also shows full when I'm flooring it like that. To answer the original question, do I regret buying an EV? Absolutely not. I love this thing, actually. I love the rear bias as well in this all-wheel drive system. The rear motor is more powerful than the front, so you get that rear steer. It's a quiet vehicle, it rides great, and I'm not spending money on fuel. Yes, my electric bill has gone up. I'd say roughly $50 a month. It's going to be different for everybody, and of course how much you drive. I of course still have the sports cars, the gas sports cars, which I drive a lot in the summer. But it is nice not having to go to the gas station, especially in the winter when it's freezing out and the gas pump's cold and windy. So that is really nice. Unfortunately, I didn't get to drive this vehicle in winter conditions much last year. It barely snowed. Now this winter, it hasn't really snowed either. So eventually this winter, I'd like to make a snow performance video with the Mach-E. But anyway, guys, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Would you consider an EV? Do you own an EV, and which one? Or do you think I'm still nuts for jumping into this technology so soon? But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.